Welcome to Stringing Pearls of Joy, Grace, and Gratitude, a mindfulness practice to cultivate a state of tranquility. My name is Wendy DeGraffenried. I'm a holistic nurse coach and happiness cheerleader who helps people find happiness through mindfulness and positive psychology practices. I am also a school nurse and adjunct professor at the University of Alaska in Anchorage. Thank you for joining me today. The outcomes I hope you attain by the end of this presentation are to be able to define joy, grace, and gratitude, to understand the science of joy, identify what makes living a joy-filled life important for you, and lastly, to be able to identify 3 joy-building strategies to put into practice today. Let's get started. Defining joy, grace, and gratitude is important to understanding precisely what you seek to have more of in your life. Joy is an emotion evoked by well-being, success, good fortune, or the prospect of possessing what one desires. Take a moment to think about a moment when you recently felt joy. Grace is an unmerited divine assistance given to humans, mercy, pardon, a temporary exemption, or an act of kindness. Think about a moment when you gave or received grace. And lastly, gratitude is a feeling of appreciation or thanks. It's a state of being grateful and thankful. Candace Pert explains that emotions are purely biochemicals of physiological reactions of what we experience as feelings, sensations of pleasure and pain. When we experience joy, gratitude, and offer grace, our immune system is strong and robust. Dawson Church discusses in his book, The Bliss Brain Cocktail, 7 neurochemicals associated with meditation. Often, we can experience 1 or 2 at a time, but rarely all 7 at once. A mother cuddling her child, a hang glider doses with epinephrine, or a weightlifter gets a nitric oxide dump. Dawson explains how we can experience all 7 in a glorious synthesis of molecular harmony through a process of meditation that brings what he calls bliss brain, which is a cascading, pleasure-inducing neurotransmitters and hormones. And lastly, in mindfulness of psychotherapy, the 7 factors of awakening within Buddhist psychology encourages insight into life and the development of wisdom through an organic process of unfolding and cultivating the 7 states of mind or attitude. 3 of the Buddhist psychology's 7 factors of awakening are mindfulness, joy, and tranquility. Mindfulness involves the deliberate and non-judgmental focus of one's attention on the present moment. Mindfulness is the foundation of other factors as it facilitates awareness of one's body, feelings, mind, and phenomena. Joy signifies the joy interest or rapture that arises from meditation and practice. Tranquility refers to calming the body and mind, leading to inner peace and serenity. Tranquility is both a precursor to and a result of deep meditation, contributing to balance and ease. The remainder of the seven you may be interested in learning more about are investigation, energy, concentration, and equanimity. And they can be found by searching online for Buddhist psychology's seven factors of awakening. Setting a goal to seek joy and happiness brings an inner gift to your life. What makes adopting a daily practice important to you? Do you want to increase positivity and share that with others? Would you like to find more zest in the little things? What about accepting yourself for exactly the way you are? Do you beat yourself up with internal self criticism or find fault in others and want to decrease that? Each of us has a different path to find the gift we can give to our inner selves. Take a moment and determine what you want and say it out loud or write it down. I want dot dot dot. I invite you now to live a more joy filled life. When you regularly identify the joys we experience, remember them, and anticipate more joy, you can begin to live joyfully. In the Digging Deep practice, we'll go through 6 steps to help you see the process for creating a well formed outcome to getting what you want. Step 1, get specific. How will you know what you have? How will you know you have what you want? What will it feel like? How will it look? When do you want it? Where do you want it? And with whom do you want it? Take a moment to write down those answers. Step 2, the difference. How will life be different for you? What other aspects will be different? Take a moment to write down what differences you will experience. And step 3, no thanks. Are there situations or circumstances where you don't want this outcome? Write those down as well. When you get what you want, what will you lose? List that as well. The last 3 steps in the Digging Deeper practice is where we identify the resources you have, what you still need, and what's preventing you, and what are the first steps. Starting with step 4, resources. What resources do you already have that will support you in achieving your wanted outcome? Write those down. What further resources do you still need? Step 5, preventing. What is stopping you now? Identify hurdles. Identifying hurdles can help you overcome them. And finally, step 6, steps. What are the first steps you can take to get what you want? Take a moment to write down the first thing you'll do. While we rushed through the Digging Deeper practice, when you have a quiet, reflective moment, I do encourage you to take more time to explore each step until you have a step by step plan for achieving your goals. According to a study done by Palo et al. In 2022, Tears of Joy as an Emotional Expression of the Meaning of Life, different strategies can decrease or increase emotional experiences, while down regulation strategies tend to attenuate the emotional response. Upregulation strategies contribute to enhancing and prolonging it, whether it be a positive emotion triggered by a pleasant event or a negative emotion generated by an unpleasant event. So, savoring is the ability to enhance and intensify positive experiences. According to Bryant et al. In a 2005 study, there are three different types of savoring: savoring in relation to impending positive situations, looking forward to an enjoyable event, and savoring that prolongs and reinforces positive events, sharing with others our experiences, etc. And then lastly, savoring intense memories of a positive experience in order to relive the emotions associated with them. Bryant and Veroff in 2007 identified 9 strategies to enhance savoring ability. I believe this is directly linked to living a joy filled life when we can practice these strategies. So, as I read them, see if you are already doing some of these and which ones you might want to try. 1. Memory building, taking a mental picture or journaling positive experiences. 2. Self congratulations. This is patting yourself on the back for a job well done and sharing positive experiences with others. I call this moments of joy, and I often do this when I'm leading meetings. We start moments of joy at the beginning of our meetings. Comparing experiences to a worse one to appreciate the positive experience more. 4. Attention absorption is staying focused in the moment by releasing past or future events. Sensory perception sharpening is focusing on the sensations stimulated by the experience. Can you recall experiencing goosebumps listening to music or watching an awe-inspiring event? Behavioral expression is where we laugh, jump for joy, clapping, or raising our arms in celebration. Temporal awareness is reminding ourselves that the moment will not last forever, spurring us to appreciate it more in the moment. Experiencing gratitude for having experienced something positive allows us to relive that exact joyful moment. And lastly, avoidance of killjoy thinking, which is focusing on avoiding or reducing negative aspects of something as we experience a difficult event. So, reviewing those real quickly, which ones do you do and which one would you like to try? Savoring strategies positively is associated with variables to individuals' well being, including self esteem, life satisfaction, and self reported optimism. Conversely, the lack of savoring is associated with depressive feelings, hopelessness, and anhedonia, which is the reduced ability to experience pleasure or activities once previously that brought joy. These are a list of people that you, and practices that you may have come across in your um, life. Con Marie, she practices the art of organization. And she encourages you to go through the things that you own and ask yourself, does it spark joy? If it does, keep it. If it does not, get rid of it. And Brene Brown, she encourages love, joy, creativity, trust, and belonging. And she talks about these as born out of being vulnerable. The Happiness Project is about empowering people to create greater happiness within themselves and the world. And then something dear to my heart is the Cloud Appreciation Society. and appreciating and finding joy in the sky and learning how to identify clouds. I appreciate the invitation to speak to you today and learn how to cultivate a state of joy every day through stringing pearls of joy. And I encourage you to find joy in the little things, whether it's a water droplet on a leaf that reflects the sun, to embracing a marriage or the birth of a grandchild in your life, and to learn how to mark those moments, to experience them over and over by sharing them, by journaling them, by reliving those moments that can ultimately bring greater joy and happiness. And if you want to look more into the resources, here is a list of the resources that I referenced. Thank you for joining me today, and may you live a joy-filled life every day by stringing pearls of joy. Thank you.